Okay. Kol kinuye nazirus kinazirus. We say if you use like a reference to nazir, like we had earlier, like konomos, instead of saying korban, similar. You have kinui. There, it's like a certain. Just question what the root of it is. It's a jargon. It has a semblance of the Hebrew word, but it's not quite. Kol kinik nazirus kinazirus ome aho. Now, when he says aho, what is that? That's not a kinui. That's what? That's a yad. I will be aho. The Gemara will explain. We're speaking about Nazir is passing by, and he says aho. Okay, or I want to be aho. Hareza Nazir. Oh, aho noya. Person says I should be noya. Nazir. Nozik. So until now Nazir is the actual word. What is a kinui? Now we're getting into kinuyim. Nozik, noziach, pasiach. This is all the jargon. There's an argument between Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. Is it a takana? Do the Chacham say you should use these words, or it's the way the Goyim refer to it? Harezed Nazir. It's a Nazir. Hareini kozer. Let's see, he has a Nazir in front of him. He says, I want to be like that, like him. Hareini misalsel. I will fluff up my hair. Hareini mechalkel. These are all references to the Nazir. Harei olai l'shayach pera. I will let my hair grow long. These are all references to what? To Nazir. Harei Nazir. That's Nazir. Harei olai tziporim. Person says, I accept to bring birds. Ramerom Nazir. That's good enough. Chomomrim eino Nazir. It's not a Nazir. Okay, let's see first Rashi. Even the Rashi in the Nazir is not Rashi. Kolkin in Naziris and Naziris called Makabel of Naziris Osa Loshin Shebodu Lem Chachomim. So Rashi citing Rabbi Yochanan's position, Shebodu Lem Chachomim, which was actually chosen by the Chachomim, the words. It's not the jargon, the way the Goyim refer to it. Like a Goy says Hali instead of Chala. Right? Harehu Nazir, Kimo, Imom Hareini Nazir, Ve'elohin K'ni Nazirus, Nozik, Noziach, Paziach, Mishom Hareini Nozik, Oshom Hareini Noziach, or Paziach, although it's not the word Nazir. Harehu Nazir, Mishom Halim Taimik, Isti Ami Loshin Shabbat Chacham. There's one opinion that says the reason is because Chachomim, they legislated these words to be the equivalent of Nazir. Visti Ami Danikinu Loshin Umos. That's the way the Goyim refer to Nazir, they refer to it. Hey, Imishum the Chimiska the Regel, the Kuf, the Nozik, the Doifen, the Ches. Okay. Ome Aho, he says, Aho, I want to be. What does Aho mean? Alpi Shalohotzi Bisvosim, he didn't say the word Nazir. What is that? Hareza Nazir. The Yodos Naziris Naziris, right? A Yad. What's a Yad? So he says what the Gemara says. Shem She'ochis Odom, the base Yad Shokli, you take a handle of a pot. You take the handle, you take the whole pot. Umagbia esakli atzmo, and you lift, you take the handle, but you're not holding onto the pot, you're only onto the handle. When you take the handle, it's taking the whole pot. Karzeh came shamaho, o sheoma ehei noe, hariza nozir, mean that's a yad. Time to kumas, this first, tomorrow will explain everything, okay? Michti, we'll see the Tosus in a moment. Tona beseda noshim koi. I mean, Nazir is in Seder Noshim. Now, what does Nazir have to do with Seder Noshim? Kedushin, we understand. Gittin, we understand. Sota, we understand. Right? That has to do with a relationship, husband and wife, whatever it is. What does Nazir have to do with Noshim? Michti Tono Seder Noshim Koi. My timer. My timer Toni Nazir. So why is Nazir? Why does it say Nazir and Seder Noshim? Tana Krokoi. The Tana is relying, it's based on the Pasuk. Why? Says in Torah, if the woman doesn't find favor, he suspects his wife, kimotzav ervas dover. Yeah, because he found she didn't behave properly within the marriage. Ervas dover. It's a question she may have committed adultery. What caused her to sin, to be involved with another man? Yayin, it's wine. Ukomar, and Chazal tells, why does the Torah juxtapose the parsha of Sota to parsha Nazir? Kol haroa Sota b'kulkula, a person who sees a Sota dying as a result of drinking the water and being affected negatively, Yazar atzmin ayayin, you should accept upon yourself Nazirus. Okay? So that's what Nazir is doing safe, because it has to do, because what was the cause of the adultery? The cause of adultery was wine. And what should a person do to protect himself from such a thing? Make yourself a Nazir. Pasuk b'kinuyim u'mefarshiyot. Now the Gemara is going back to similar to what the Gemara asked in Nedorim. The Mishnah begins kol kinuyim neziris. We're speaking of kinuyim, right? We're speaking about not partial. No, the other way. It's a jargon. And then when it goes to explain what it is, it speaks about yodos. Pasuk b'kinuyim u'mefarshiyot. Omar Rav v'itema kidig. Rabba said, others say, Kedi said this chasuri mechsur. There's something's been deleted from the Mishnah. Chasuri mechsura, bochikton. This is the way the Mishnah has to be read. Kol ginuye nazirus ki nazirus. The kinu of nazir is the equivalent of nazir. Whether you say nazir, you say noziach, poziach, all that, or nozik, you're a nazir. V'yodos naziros ki naziros. If you say an abbreviated expression, it's like you said a full expression. Now, then it goes to say, what are examples of yodos? Omer Aho, Hariza Nazir. He says, Aho, I want to be. What do you want to be? You didn't say the word Nazir. That's Yad, since you said a partial expression. Therefore, it's what? It's like you said the full expression. Somebody has a question of Lifrush Kinui Bereisha, but if the Mishnah starts, it's true. That we're discussing Yodos is because something's been deleted from the Mishnah. Right? It starts Kol Kinu Nazirus Kinazirus, Kol Yodos Nazirus Kinazirus. If you're giving an example, what example should I give? The example I should give is what the Mishnah started with. The first example should have been what? It should have been the kinui, right? But the first example the Mishnah gives, yodos, so that's the first question. V'lishish kinui bereisha. Tonai, he the solek kahu meforish bereisha. The Tana has a style when he writes that whatever he concludes with, that's what he gives the example immediately from. What does he conclude with? He concludes with yodos, right? We start with kinuye, then he speaks out yodos. Now, what's the example of what we've just finished discussing? Yodos, then we get back to the beginning. Kiritnan, what are examples of this? The mem adlikin ma'im adlikin. What kind of oils qualified for hadlokas neros on Shabbos and which don't? So it says, b'mem adlik ma'im adlikin. Umeforish, and then it continues. Eim adlikin. Bereisha. Then it goes to explain what you should not use. So what do we see? What's the writing style? The examples we give is always what you conclude with. Right? What are you allowed to insulate food before Shabbos and what not? Then it says, and then it goes to explain what you're not permitted. What is a woman permitted to go out into public domain with, what not? So we see that the writing style is, we speak about A, B, and when he goes to explain, first he explains what we left off with. So Mara asks, V'tanan, we find other Mishnayos say differently. We find even in Shabbos, it says, B'meh be'ema yotza, me'ena yotza. What is a be'ema permitted to go out to Rosh Hashanah? What she's not permitted to go to Rosh Hashanah? Umeforish yotze gomel bereisha. And it goes back to discuss what the Mishnah began with. Because it says, with what is the gomel permitted to go out? Which is, yesh nochlim antchilim. There's those who inherit and those who pass on inheritance. Nochlim v'lo matchila. Those who inherit but don't pass on. Umeforish elu nochlim matchilim. Then it goes back, bereisha, then goes back to the first statement of the Mishnah. So we see the Tana, that's not the writing style. So what determines when he goes back to the first case or he continues from the second case? Right? That's the question. Elo, la'olam, tani hochi, v'tani hochi. Tana has both styles. So what determines when he goes back to the first case and when he continues from the closing statement? Elohosim disura de nafshihu. Right? Nedorim. How did Nedorim come about? That's Nedorim de nafshi. He brought it upon himself, right? The surah de nafshihu miforeshi surah de nafshi bereisha. Right? Second. Gabi behema di surah ID the behemu, meaning when we speak about him being in violation, what are you permitted to go about? What are you not permitted to go out with? Right, the beginning. B'meh tovni me'in tovni. Right, b'meh madlika and b'meh madlika. That pertains to the person because we're concerned he may violate the Shabbos. So that pertains to him, we're telling you what not to do. what not to do first, right? So nafshi before isur nafshi bereisha. What about the animal? If a person's animal goes down to Rishis, I'm carrying some. What is it? He's not liable for the death penalty, right? Gabehema di surah ID behemuhu daosi before shetei bereisha. So let's take a look in Rashi or whatever it is. El olam tani hok tani mistabra taimo dahosom gabi behemo yotza regarding the animal going out, the bach gimel. Isura ID, the behemohu daosi sheosel gomel lotzeis ba'afser. It's not permitted to go out with the afser, is the bridle. Avahuenu chayav bedavashenu roylo. He'll go klishi isur. It's a weaker isur, right? Lochim for sheter b'rish. Therefore, we speak about what's permitted, right? But when we speak about you being in violation of Shabbos, that's much more serious. Therefore, we speak about the isur first, right? El Aid. So over here, take a look at Tosus, towards the bottom. 6 lines. El olam tani hochli bishkuli ikatayim hosam di surah de nashvir shat tluya ba'odamatzu un hadlokov hatamono. You're lighting. You're insulated by meisha yotzo. First surah bereisha gabi behema di isa de behema for sheta bereisha. Okay, but we have to get back to our Mishnah. So what about? So we've answered why in Shabbos regarding a number of Mishnayos we speak about Yisr first. And regarding the animal, we speak the animal first. What's permitted. Now, what about our Mishnah? We begin with Kinuyim, right? Kinuyim Nedorim, and then we speak Yodos, and then we continue with Yodos. Over here, whether it's a Kinuy or it's a Yad, in either way you're in violation of Neder. So why over here does he go and speak about the Yad, which is the closing statement? Why don't he go back to the first statement, right? So let's get back to first Tanakh. Gabe Yesh Nochlin Nami Meforsh Ika Nachlo Bereisha. It says Yesh Nochlin Ubantchilin. There are those who inherit and those who pass on inheritance. So what do we speak about? Meforsh Ika Nachlo Bereisha. What is Ika Nachlo Bereisha? Mean inheriting. That's Nochlin V'lo Mantchilin. You inherit. El Hochia. Lifrish Kinui Bereisha. But over here, if we started with Kinui Nedorim, evidently that's the most important to discuss. So why does he explain what Yad is? Right? He should say there's Kinuyim, there's Yad, and you know what an example of Kinui is? Why doesn't it go back to the beginning? And how do we know that a partial, the Torah says when you make a netter, you have to have bitus, you have to articulate it, you have to verbalize it. Yad, you're not fully verbalizing it. Kinui, you're fully verbalizing it. However, you're using a jargon, right? Yad, so which is a greater chidush? Yad is a chidush. Now, how do I know Yad? It's learned from a pasuk. So because it's not explicit, but it's learned from a pasuk, that's chavivale. That's more special to the Tana. That's why he explains that and presents that first. Okay, let's see. Elohainu taima du yodos hovasid le midrasha. Since it's drawn, it's extrapolated from a drasha. Because it says nozil lahazir chavivin like. Therefore, it's chaviv. It's more beloved to the Tana. Therefore, that's the first thing he discusses. Okay, let's take a look at Rashi. First, Yodas Bereisha Hova Aslo Midrash Kedamid Pirka Kam Din Dorim Nozil Lahazir. How do we know Yodas? Because this Torah reiterates as Nozil Lahazir. Lasos Kinu in the Zeros Kinaziris. Yosnivs Nazir. Chavivin like Vetoni. 1 second. Vetoni Hey. Umeforish. Betoni umeforish. Luberesha. Viamrit kinu in Naziris nami asin lemidrasha. Kiruktoni alo lasas kinu in Naziris. Holo havi mit kohoda vetoni bahi braisa gufin dorim ein lielu Naziris ben dorim. Makshna man Naziris also lemiyoski dorim Naziris afkain the normal lochoshim v'hadeo kinu Naziris. Amberesha lo osa elu mishub yodos Naziris kinu Naziris agav gorod nasb. Okay. So the Gemara says we'll get back to that. So it says because it's drawn from a drosha, therefore it's chavivinly. That's the reason why the Tana discusses that first. So Maria said the lifton ratio. Now it's a good question. So if it's so special, therefore it's worthwhile explaining. So you should start the Mishnah with that. Yadus Nedorim Kinedorim. Then he'll explain that first. It's chavivinly. Tana ki maska bika korban. The first thing he starts. What is the essence? Now kinu Nedorim Naziris. It's not a pasuk. Right? You just have to verbalize it. It's not based on a pasuk. So first he establishes what is the neder, what is a nazir. You have to fully state it. That's explicit. Well, in Perushe, but when we come to elucidate the application for show desperation, because that's chavivalei, because that's learned from the drosha. Okay? We have time. We'll just get to the end of the page, and we'll go back to Tosus. Okay. Now, the Gemara, the Mishnah goes and gives an example. What's an example of yad? Person says, aho, I will be. Did he say no? He didn't say the word nazir. So we say, when you say aho, although he didn't say the word nazir, it's like taking the handle of a pot. That's the equivalent of saying the full expression. Gemara says, Dilma aho b'tainus come. Good question. How do we know that aho means nazir? Maybe he says, I'll be in a state of fasting. How do we know aho means nazir? Right? If you say another yad, a partial expression where it's indicated that, okay, we know what you mean. So we say, even though you know what you mean, but you didn't say it. So that's the chiddush yad. But over here, maybe aho, when he says aho, he means what? He means I should be in a state of tainus, fasting. You got it? Omar Shmuel, go and show you nose over the front of when he said aho, I will be. We're talking about a nose passed in front of him. So if that's the case, it's clear what he meant. But the question is, even though that's what you meant, but for Nazir, you have to say it. On that, the Chiddush is Nazir Lahazir, that a partial expression where we know what you mean is like saying the full expression. Okay? That's Yodos Nazirus. So what is this called? Yad Mochiach. It's beyond any question when he said, aho, what did he mean? Since he said it when a Nazir was passing before him, aho, I want to be like him, that's called Yad Mochiach. Omar Shmuel, go show him nose over the phone of. So Lemush, Ksova Shmuel, Yodaim Shein Mochim, Shlohav Yodaim. So Shmuel has to say that it's only speaking where nose passed before him. So if it's not absolutely clear what he meant, and that's not a yad. A yad has to be beyond any doubt what his intention was. Right. Omar. So he says, Amri, Aleph, the Bach, Amri, in Vadai, Bisman Shinoz over the phone of Lekla Spooky Bimil Sachnino. He says, if a Nazir passes in front of him, there's not a question. It's beyond any doubt. What did he mean? He said, oh, I want to be a Nazir. Right? There's no question. Avo. There you go. Avo, a Nazir over the phone of Amina Dilma Hobetainis Kommer. Right? 1 second. Maybe he means, I want to be a Tainus. The Dilma Pochim Korbonos Kommer. The Kommer Bilibo. Well, 1 second. Hobetainis Kommer. There you go. Amri, lo luk sav shmu yudayim shem mechulus have yudayim. You go gabi eres in the kedushin. Kev mitkar shem eres in the kedushin have yochocha. Bocha hainu taimi de bina lios nozo b'fonov mishum dikol lemema aho betainis komar. Or yochocha klau v'lekel lemekam lo milsa yi omer betainis so bin nizirus lavi right. Lo Torah el haflo achi yifrosh ki yaf lindor. Yes, so the Gemara says like this. Gemara says, aho is not even, is less than a yad shein mochiach. Yad Mechiach means, when a Nazir in front of it's beyond any doubt, he definitely means this. But let's say there's no. That's less than a Yad Ein Mechiach. Ein Mechiach means, you probably mean this, you probably, even though it's not absolute. Right. But when you say Ahoa, it can mean equally something else. Right. When it's equally something else, it's not even a Yad. Okay. So we want to bring a raya that Shmuel says, Yad, you need a Yad Mechiach. It has to be beyond any doubt. The Gemara says, no, it does not beyond any doubt. As long as it leans sufficiently to indicate what he means, that's enough. Except when you say, oh, since it could equally mean, I'll be in a state of fasting, it doesn't indicate necessarily the zeros. That's why you need Nazir in front of it. So what does Shmuel hold? Shmuel holds, if you say an expression which leans more to one thing, that's sufficient. It doesn't have to be absolutely that. Right. What about if you say an expression which is 50-50? You're not sure? Then it's nothing. That's why Shmuel holds you have to have Nazir in the front of it. So if you use an expression which it leans in that direction, that's enough. That's enough. Okay?
So it's contextual.
No, it's always no. Originally we wanted to bring a raya. Since he says you have to have nose over the phone of, that indicates it has to be definite.
Right.
Or says no. Shmuel does know it has to be definite. But it has to at least be leaning in that direction. But if it can mean, maybe it means he's fasting. Right? So it's not even a yad. It's not even Yad She'ena Mochiach. When is a partial expression an expression? What is a yad she'eino mochiach? Yad she'eino mochiach doesn't mean to say it could mean something else. It could equally mean something else. If it could equally mean something, then it's nothing. You need minimally that it has to lean. It has to lean in that direction. Okay? Avol vadai, he says. Go shenazov fun of like l'svuke milsei. Avol vadai einos over the fun of. I mean in dilma hovet nozik b'tainis komer. Okay, stop. Therefore, there's no proof from Shmuel. There's no proof. Shmuel says because if you wouldn't have the definite, if it's not that, then it's 50. It's not clear. It's 50-50. So you take a look in Tosfos over here. On Amud Beis. Ein nozer over the phone. Dilma aho b'tainis kom pirish v'afilu yad lo have. You see what he said? It's not even yad. Well, the girsa zumasi kocho Shmuel lo boyod emichiches. So according to this girsa, that's Rashi's girsa. This text, Shmuel holds you don't need yad mochiach. V'hosam to come harei mukadeshes avagav lo amali. Person's harei mukadesh. He doesn't say li the mar kedushin. Mukadeshes lo porchem mem the sub Shmuel yadayim she mochichas having yadayim. What nan omer ho harei zenozo mukelo Shmuel shnozo over the fonov. Vaynos over the fonov lo almuk sub Shmuel shein mochichas lo have yadayim. Mishane hosam elo b'omer kadeshes li alma masikosam. There's a question in the Girsa. Ashra hay lema inu kashar lema b'shemora shekenu omeid udekavosa equal come on lekani. Tosfos is learning not this way. That faction was his aim. It's true. Shmuel holds it. Daim shemuchichis lo have yodayim. It's not a yad whatsoever. It is a yad, but it's yad she'eino mochiach. So more is a question. It's a question now. So what does Shmuel say when he says, I want to be like him? No, so now, maybe he wants me. Maybe he wants me to have his korban. Dilma lepochim korbanos kamar. Maybe when he says, I want to be like him, I'm accepting upon him to bring his korbanos. To absolve the Nazir, that the Nazir, I will bring the korbanos on his behalf. Yeah? But he doesn't mean to accept upon himself to be a Nazir. Right? Maybe that's what he means. When the Nazir over the phone, he only means lepochim korbanos kamar. On that Gemara says the kama belibo that he said it when he said ahad Nazir. He said it, but in his mind he thought, I want to be a Nazir. Yeah. Someone says he hochim ma'im the main role. Yeah. So if that's what's the chiddush? When he says ahad, you have Nazir over the phone of. So he said maybe it's to absolve him from his korbanos. So on that he says no. He thought in his mind I want to be a Nazir. So if that's the case, so what's the chiddush? Mal the same pivali moshavi, and maybe the words that he says here, the word that he says has to have the same clarity of what he's thinking in his mind. So since what he's saying doesn't, because what he's saying could be interpreted to mean I want to absolve him of his korbanos. And what he's saying is, I want to be a Nazir, so maybe that's not called sufficient articulation. Kamash Malon, no. That the thought in his mind could establish a heart to mean, I want to be a Nazir, although it could be on a limitation. This you have to understand. The Nazir over the phone, comment on Bilibo, Mailim Pshito, Adaited Nazir Komar, Bino She Pivlo Shova, the Bino She Motzi Bisvosov, Shevit Kamashma, Lobino, Bilvachi, Nazir over the phone of, a Nazir over the phone of, Avagav, the Oma Bilibo, Kavon Lohutz, Hutzi Pivlo Hamilkamilsa. Now, I'll tell you have to understand how this jives. No, this is already lumbus. We're saying, Shmuel holds you need a Yad Mochiach, right? You need Yad Mochiach. Yudam, meaning that's why you need the Nazir passing before it. Okay, let's do it with those terms. You need clear, have to. How do you know that was intent? Maybe his intent was to absolve the Nazir of his korbanos, but not to be a Nazir. So Mar says, well, when he said that, he had in mind, I want to be a Nazir. Let's understand something. We're saying you need articulation. What level of articulation do you need according to Shmuel? Clear. Clear what he means. The Mar says, but it's not clear. Maybe he meant to absolve him of korbanos. Right? That was the Mar's question. He thought in his mind. So good. So what's thinking in his mind? But still, the words themselves are still unclear. So how does think in your mind have relevance to that? No, I'm asking on the Gemara's answer. Right? You hit a difficulty. Right? So you see something chiddush over here. If he would say, aho, without the nazir passing before him, aho could be in tinus. So let's say a person would think in his mind, I want to be a nazir. Means nothing. It's only, it's a yad for nazir. Well, let's say he says, aho, to absolve him as korbanos. But he didn't say korbanos. He didn't say that. So I need yad. And the yad I need is a yad which has relevance to nazir. Something to do with nazir. In that context, when you think it's called the articulation of nazir, but what degree? Right? So without the intent could establish it. That's what you have to say. Otherwise, it's tzarchiyun. Factually, he didn't say it right. Let's see the Tosis. Yeah, Tosis says word for word what we said. No, the comer. Belibo, yeah. He says the same thing. 1 second. See, he says the same thing. The Kamashman, the Machshavas Alev Gali, Megali Adibur, the Hope, Kinoza Lefora, the Hon Noza Komar, Gav Shabbat Pivali Boshovin. He's about the same of Bino, Pivali Boshovin, Kalkarsina, below Garsina, the low Bino. The Hocham, the Havimash, below Bino, Pivali Boshovin, Zaino, the Kol Neda Betos. Okay. It has to be clarified a little more, but that's what it means. Further. Ahod noe. It says, person says, I want to be beautiful. Noe. Nazir. Yeah? Now, the question, what does noe have to do with Nazir? Correct? The Mishnah says, a person says, ahod noe. I should be pleasant. No means pleasant. Right? Vidilma anoa lefon of the mitzvos. Maybe it means I'll do mitzvahs in the most beautiful way, in the most elaborate way. Tanya. Zekei levan veyu. What does it say? Zekei levan veyu. As snow the fun of the mitzvos. When you do mitzvahs, she's doing the most elaborate, beautiful way, most pleasant way. Esa the fun of sukkah noe, lulav noe, tzitzis noe. Echto fun of sefer Torah noe. Echene b'siroi noim. I will wrap the with beautiful quality silk. Yeah. Amar Shmuel shetopis b'sar. When he said ahon noe, he was holding on to his hair. So what does that make it? That's a yad mochiach. That's a yad mochiach. V'omar anoe, stop. V'omar anoe. Stop. V'omar anoe. Anoe. Stop. There you go. So what is noe? Nom indicates it's. Let's say no wouldn't have anything to do with nazir. Then it's not even a yad, like we said earlier, right? If aho means, could mean tinus, even though he thinks in his mind means nothing. So now, I want to be no'eh. And why no'eh? Because he's holding his hair, but what does that indicate? Let's say being a nazir, you consider you a chotei. It's something which is ugly. And he says, I hold his hair, he says, I want to be no'eh. Is that called an articulation of nazir? It's nothing. So that's the Gemara's question. How could you say when he holds on to his hair, he says, I'm no'eh? That's a yad. It's a partial expression to indicate nazir. That's only if nazir is noyer. More says nazir milsa daveiro. It's considered as sinful. The amri lo noyer. Ain. More says yes. Even though there's a certain negative side to it, but in the totality of being a nazir, it's something which is noyer. It's something which is pleasant. Why? In the afilu Rebbe Loza hakaper nazir chote. Even according to Rebbe Loza being hakaper. That a person comes a nazir, he's classified as a chote, hani mili, gabi nazir tomek. If a person was a nazir originally, here, and then he became contaminated, and now he has to start over again. In that situation, we're concerned that if he feels that he made a mistake, he was like put upon. Therefore, he's a chote. Because now when he continues, he regrets he ever did it. But let's say he never became tomek. And the first time around, it worked out. then it's a pleasant thing, because he never had regret, never had remorse. He's doing it b'leiv sholem. The idea the boy Mister Domer Rachmana, since he has to undo the days that he counted when he becomes Tamei. Mister means he dismantled Domer Rachmana Vayomer Rishonim Yiplu, Ki Tamei Nizro, Awesome Dilma, Osi Lemever Al Nisrusei. We're concerned that since he feels put upon, he may not carry it out. Avul Nosit Toher, but if the first time around it's working out, Lavchote Korilei. Therefore, Nazir has relevance to what? To Noah. When do we say he's a chote? That's only Nazir Tomei. But if he's a Nazir Tor, which never was disrupted, it's Noah. Okay, let's do some of the Tosas. Start from the beginning. Okay, beginning of Tosas. Kol kinui Naziris kinaziris. Kol davar she'eni ikar shmo. That's not the actual word itself, right? Kinui is like an appellation, a reference. Nikro kinui. Lochol of Naziris. Kol davar kilo omar b'shem ikar. It's as if he said the actual word itself. The hainu ha-nazir. Umeheni mahavi levi nazir. Ki omar kinui ha person's ha-nazik. Even though nozik, there's no such word as nozik. O noziach, o poziach, it's the equivalent of saying harini nozik. Heim nikroim kinuyim. They're referred to kinuyim. Ome aho hariza nozik. More before niko chocho. The more explains there's an indication when he said aho, he meant nazir. Why? Kemo shen nazir over the phone of when he said aho, right? Shmuel. That's Shmuel's answer. Speaking of nazir was passing before him. He says aho. Although he didn't say a full expression, right? He didn't say the word ahod nazir. As if he said a full expression. Why? Person holding on to the handle of a kli and he lifts it. It's as if he's holding the whole vessel. Oh, ahod noah. The Mishnah says ahod noah. Gamzed Nikri Yodas Naziris, right? As the Gemara explains, Mar Meforish, Amailo Ravino Lemisninu, Labova Achas. The Gemara says, so why do we keep them together, right? It should say an example of what is that aho or aho noah, right? The way the Mishnah states it. Ome aho. It could have said aho. Say oh aho. It says aho and harizin knows it. This is oh aho. What are we saying? It should have said like this: Ome aho, oh aho, noah, hey noah, harizin knows it. What do we have to break it into two cases, right? So Gemara will explain that.
One is pointing and one is
No, same thing. The listening hochi Ome aho. Aho noah hariz nozir noziach poziach hariz nozir fishi yirtz leforish kalakinui posach v'omer nozir ikar Hashem kosev b'Torah she'al yidei loshen zeh chalo olav shem naziros ho hadin mambo loshen akinuyim kimo nozik noziach poziach reish nemastisna hol also lefrushei. The conclusion is going to explain the statement. The ktone kol kinui naziros kinaziros uknui nechla amoroim perkam nedorim. We had this in the Dorim. Rabbi Yochanan Omer, Loshen Umosheim. What is that Loshen Umosheim? That's the way the Goyim, they speak. Vim Toma, the Rabbi Yochanan Ma'iri, Odhano Kim Lushonos, B'chol Ayin Loshen Nami. So what do we pick this? Let's say it's a vow, Naziritehood. Why do we use this language? Why these three words? Nozik, Noziach, Poziach, right? Im Kibulo, Lov Naziris, Bechel Mehanach Lushon, Chayil, Eleit, Yishlom, B'dinochanam, Degam, Bishar Lushonas, Imakiro Mumivino Miskaven Kabul of Naziris Hare Havi Nozir. You're right. If any other language, if he uses the word and he understands what he's saying, you have to understand what you're saying.
Right.
then he's a Nazir. Avamhani lishnu masdisin, but Neziach, Poziach, and Nozik, the words which are used in the Mishnah, there you go. The Chi, Omar, Nozru be'echad mehen shol shador halolu chayal nezirus nami ki ein miskavein. Here, sing a tremendous chiddush. Came miskavein. Yeah. Makirom shei makirom mishum the domi tvei lo shirim lo shon usach. Tremendous chiddush. We always differentiate. Person says kiddush. He doesn't understand Hebrew. Yotze. You say kiddush in another language. You don't understand the language. You're not yotze. What's the difference in another language and Hebrew? Lashon HaKodesh. Lashon HaKodesh, the words mean what you're saying. Another language, it's only, what's the basis for any language? Because they decided this means that. The word doesn't intrinsically mean that. Therefore, unless you understand the language, you're not saying anything. So he's saying Chiddush. In any other language, if they understand the word, it's what? You're a Nazir. But here, because the word resembles the Hebrew, these three words, even if you don't understand the words, it's like a jargon of what? Of that.
Okay.
Of the Hebrew word.
Yes.
So saying Poziach, Noziach, Nozik, it's like saying Nazir. So even if you don't understand the word, it's like giving a person is Kiddush, he doesn't pronounce the word correctly. He's saying Hebrew, but it's not being pronounced correctly.
Okay.
That's saying it in Hebrew. Although it's a mispronunciation of the Hebrew, it doesn't make a difference. Right? Person can't pronounce a ches. And instead of saying Vayechulu, he says Vayehulu. Right? There's no word in the Hebrew Vayehulu, but that person can't say a ches, says Vayehulu. Right? That's what he says. Same idea. No, this was a rabbinic enactment. Why did he legislate it? The Heishud is in the boy Lamem Lashem Korban, Vom Lashem Gredo, so Reish Lakish says, because person usually says Lashem Korban, and he leaves out the word Korban. So what is he doing? He's Motzi Shem Shmael Vatolo, Vav Shem Shmael Vatolo, Katikdu Chinum Shluhurgal Haloshin Loma Lashem Konam. In term Reish Lakish Eich Yobi Korban Al Yidei Loshin Vodu Chachomim. Now he has a question. If it's only rabbinic language, but it's not a real language, how do you bring a Korban? Ho kamay schum bazori Shlomo came to skaben lindo ben Nazir v'yodei shaloshin ze bodu chachomim lindo behem ben Nazir kabola gemuri. That's considered, since he knows exactly what he's saying, that's how you become a Nazir. Kilo ama b'loshin hakosa b'Torah. It's like saying the real thing because he knows what he's saying. He knows those words represent Nazir. Rabbeinu Yechiel Pirish the Reish Lakish Labdin Korban Komar Yimalkis Loki Im Overal the Zirus Kibul. But he says Enochem. Does Rabbi Nechiel learns that no, you won't bring a korban. Ome hareini kozer. Mara mukilo noz over the fono, but the gufe loitzuk to operation shaminin afilu lo omar elo aho nozer. The one of the havi noz elo diuka itzuk time the omar kozer. Omer hareini af noz over the fono. Let's say. No. He didn't say like. He would just say I should be. Lo mahani. The tfei mashva aho kozeh. When you say aho, I want to be min hareini kilosim bozeh. I should be hareini. Usually hareini has something follow. Aho, I want to be.
Good.
Harei misal mechalkel hari lav yodos ninu. These are not yodos. In kei lisnu b'hari yodos elokevon. Misal I'll fluff up my hair. Kan. Al kan de gomet dibura el shlopir shleja and nazir sanan huden farshina dibure mashma the mashma nazirus bo lomar ki omarin lo tofes besaro. The verse he's holding, he says I want to be masal sale. So the word masalsa means nazir. If he says aho and he just holds his hair, it means nothing. Or had noy. My time or nazir. Okay. Let's do this Tosas here. Person sees the demise of a sota, you should accept nazirus upon yourself. Shima davasham atchila mi goram laveiro. What caused initially the adultery? Yayin from enochush and therefore a woman should stay away from wine because you see what wine is into. Avalo binoder should most of lomar not You should stay away from wine. Not that you have to make yourself a Nazir. V'shuv Moslam, Akshkol Roa, Soda B'Kul, Yazatz Min HaYayin, Ki Nazir. Ukach Shona Nazir B'Noshim, Shigam Hu Aboel Nivdak. Ki De'isa B'Soto, Shaboel Nivdak K'ma Nevelis. Here, even the man should stay away from wine. Because when the woman dies, this gruesome death, the adulterer dies the same death. B'Dorim Lo Boy, my time Etonim B'Noshim, Yishuvdika Parshas Dorim Parshas Isho. We will stop here.